welcome to another Genshin Build video. So be prepared to dive deep to Freminet's build guide. But before we get into the video, please subscribe, it's free, and boop the like button so I know the video helped you with your character build.
Pair!
So let's talk about Freminet's talents. First of all, he's a claimer user and he has a Cryo element. So his normal attacks perform 4 consecutive strikes. His charge attack drains stamina to perform continuous spinning attacks. In plunge attack, he plunges from mid-air to strike the ground below, dealing AoE damage. Let's talk about his E. When Freminet does an upward thrust after using it, a Spirit Breath Thor will be dealing Nevma Cryo damage every 9 seconds. His elemental skill will deal cryo damage and Burst Timer will appear for 10 seconds. While the Burst Timer is active, Freminet uses normal attacks and he will also unleash waves of frost that deal cryo damage and the pressure level will increase. By that, his elemental skill will deal shattering pressure. So, shattering pressure is when Freminet does different attacks based on the pressure level of the Pierce timer. Level 0 unleashes a vertical cut, dealing cryo damage. Levels 1 to 3 unleashes a vertical cut alongside Pierce, dealing cryo damage and physical damage. Damage dealt scales based on the pressure level. Level 4 borrows the power of fully pressurized Pierce to deal physical damage. Meanwhile, normal attack flowing eddies will be replaced by shattering pressure. Let's talk about his ulti. When Freminet does his ulti, he will unleash a wave of untouchable cold dealing AoE cryo damage, resetting his cooldown duration of his elemental skill, Pressurized Flow, and he will obtain some buffs along the way. His cooldown duration will decrease by 70% and his normal attacks will increase the Burst Timer by 1 additional pressure level, and the Frost released by his normal attacks deal 200% of their original damage. So let's talk about Freminet's passives. His 4th Ascension passive is when Freminet unleashes Pressurized Flow, shattering pressure if Pierce Timer has yet to reach pressure level 4. The cooldown duration of Pressurized Flow will be decreased by 1 second. Utility passive. When Freminet triggers Shatter against opponents, the damage dealt by Pressurized Flow, shattering pressure will be increased by 40% for 5 seconds. And his 1st Ascension passive decreases aquatic stamina consumption for your own party members by 35%, not stackable with passive talents that provide the same exact effect. And for Freminet's talent priority, it goes as follows. 1st elemental skill, 2nd normal attack, and 3rd elemental burst.
Getting gear!
So let's talk about Freminet's builds. The first one is called Pale Flame Physical. And for this build, the best weapon that you can use is Song of Broken Pines. But if you do not have this weapon, you can also use Wolf's Gravestone, Prototype Arcade, Snow Tomb Star Silver, and Serpent Spine. The best artifact for this build is Pale Flame, 4-piece Pale Flame. Main artifact stats will be Sans attack percent, Goblet physical damage bonus or attack, Circuit crit rate or crit damage. Artifact substats, attack, crit damage, attack percent, elemental mastery. The Pale Flame artifact set will be Freminet's best build for physical to maximize the damage of his level 4 elemental skill and normal attacks. With this usage of Cryo, you can also make use of the Superconduct reaction to boost your physical damage.
Getting gear!
The second build is called Blizzard Strayer Cryo. The best weapon for this build is called Beacon of the Reed Sea. But if you do not have that weapon, you can also use replacement weapons such as Wolf's Gravestone, Serpent Spine, and Tidal Shadow. The best artifacts that you can use with this build are 4-piece Blizzard Strayer. Main artifacts can be Sans attack percent, Goblet cryo damage bonus, and Circuit crit damage. Artifact substats are attack, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, elemental mastery. If you fully intend to use Fremine's Cryo Vision to its fullest capacity, then building him with a full Blizzard Strayer set will work wonders for you. However, do take note that this may require party optimization to keep the cryo damage constant.
Getting gear!
So let's talk about his third and last build, Hyper DPS. For this build, the best weapon is called Beacon of the Reed Sea. And if you do not have this weapon, you can also use replacement weapons such as Song of Broken Pines, Prototype Archaic, Serpent Spine, and Tidal Shadow. Best artifacts are 2-piece Blizzard Strayer and 2-piece Pale Flame. Artifact main stats: Sands, attack percent, Goblet, physical damage bonus, or cryo damage bonus. Circlet, crit rate, crit damage. Artifact substats: attack, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, elemental mastery. Should you aim for a perfect balance between Freminet's physical and cryo capabilities, this build may just be right up your alley. By giving him 2 artifacts from the Blizzard Strayer and the Pale Flame sets, you can take advantage of his dual sources of damage.
Frost is coming!
So let's talk about Freminet's constellations and what they do. So his constellation level 1 will give him 50% crit rate to his elemental skill, and that will give him some more extra damage. His constellation level 2 will regain energy depending on the hit, so if you hit with your second hit of your elemental skill, you will regain 2 energy, but if you hit with your level 4, you will regain 3 energy. Constellation level 3 will upgrade your normal attack. Constellation level 4, after Freminet triggers Frozen, Shatter, or Superconduct against opponents, his attack will be increased by 9% for 6 seconds, max 2 stacks. This can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds. Constellations level 5 will be increased Freminet's skill talent level, and Constellation level 6, after Freminet triggers Frozen, Shatter, or Superconduct against opponents, his crit damage will be increased by 12% for 6 seconds, max 3 stacks. This can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds. So if you'd like to add some constellations to your Freminet, my opinion, the best are Constellation 6, Constellation 4, and Constellation 1.
Going under!
So let's talk about Freminet's teams. The first one is called Freminet Shatter Team, and it has 3 team options. The first one is Freminet Xingqiu Official Mika. The second one is Freminet Rosaria Shinobu Kokomi, and the third one is Freminet Shenhe Xingqiu Kazuha. If you do not have any of the 5 stars that I said, you can use 4 stars, such as if you do not have Kokomi, you can use Barbara. If you do not have Kazuha, you can use Sucrose. If you do not have Shenhe, you can use another cryo type character. The second team is Freminet Shatterbloom, and it's Freminet, Nahida, Xingqiu, and Shinobu. So if you do not have Nahida, you can use also another Dendro character if you do not have Nahida. The third team is called Freminet Physical Hypercarry Team, and the first team is Freminet Official Mika Zhongli, and the second team is Freminet Raiden Mika Shenhe. If you don't have Zhongli, you can use another Geo character. If you don't have Raiden, you can use another Electro character. And if you do not have Shenhe, you can use another 4-star, of course, Cryo character. The fourth team composition is called Freminet Permafreeze Team, and it consists of Freminet, Shenhe, Kazuha, and Kokomi. If you do not have these 5 stars, you can use another Cryo 4-star, you can use another Animal 4-star, and you can use another 4-star Hydro. But if you do have these, by all means use them. And the fifth team composition is called Freminet Meld Team, and it consists of Freminet, Shenling, Bene, and Kazuha. Depending for what build you are going for, if you go for a Shatter team, you'll be the best to deal maximum damage to use your Freminet's passive. But Hydro applicators will go well with Freminet's normal attacks, as well such as Elan, Chinchu, Barbara, and Kokomi. If you go for the Shattered Bloom team, you should know that Dendro and Cryo can work together. When you apply Cryo to our enemy, he can also apply Electro with an Electro character, Hydro with a Hydro character, and induce Freeze, Hyper Bloom, and Shatter all at the same time. So if you go for physical Hyper Carry team, just so you know, Freminet can also burst physical DPS. So the best elemental reaction for this team is Superconduct, so it can decrease opponents' defense. If you go for a Perma-Freeze team, it can be a very good option for Freminet because Kokomi will provide Hydro application and Freminet with Shenhe will provide Cryo application. With Kazuha Scroll, it will be a much larger AoE damage, so the opponents won't be able to move and they will take damage. If you go for a Mel team, Xiangling, Bennett, and Kazuha will provide Pyro application and Swirl, and that will boost your damage overall because Freminet will continuously apply Cryo damage.
Commencing cleanup!
So Freminet is a very friendly free-to-play option because he has a wide free-to-play selection of weapons and a wide selection of team compositions to use. Not only that, but Constellations are not a must because even with C0, he can hit high numbers and doesn't need food help, depending on the build stats of course. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. See you on the next video, bye bye!